When you dream of a journey to Alaska, what would you like to see first? Come on now, think about it. What's the first picture you see? Mountains? We have mountains. Oh, do we have mountains. Glaciers? We've got 100,000. Want to see wildlife? Over 400 species live here. Unspoiled wilderness. From the ocean's edge to the landscapes of Denali, the majesty of Mount McKinley, and far beyond the Arctic Circle lies over 500,000 square miles of pure beauty. And if you'd like to relive a time when adventure ruled the world, it's here, in the gold rush towns of the Klondike. For nearly half a century and long before it was a state, Holland America Westours has traveled this land, showing people our own special Alaska. Bring your camera and travel with us as we explore the last frontier and Canada's Yukon territory. Glaciers crashing into the sea. Glaciers on the move, destroying, then recreating everything they touch. 10,000 years ago, when woolly mammoths still walked the earth, glaciers began a relentless journey to the sea. Mountains, rock formations, fjords, and shoreline show the miraculous beauty of time and glaciers. But only by sea can you enter the glacier capitals of the world. Yakutat Bay, College Fjord, Prince William Sound, and Glacier Bay National Park. It's here that the ships of Holland America continue a tradition of excellence, providing luxurious surroundings and a level of service one would expect from the only five-star fleet sailing the waters of Alaska. We know from experience that the best way to fully appreciate Alaska and Canada's Yukon is to combine one of our many journeys into the heart of the great land with a 3, 4, or 7-day cruise. On any tour you select with Holland America, you will sail through the Inside Passage on a voyage of discovery. 4-day cruises are highlighted by a full day in Glacier Bay National Park. 3.3 million acres and a glorious collection of tidewater glaciers that actively calve into its waterways. In an area so visually stunning, visitors are always surprised by the large number of wildlife species that dwell within this icy wonderland. Or you may decide on a 7-day glacier discovery cruise that combines the pristine beauty of Hubbard Glacier and College Fjord with the wonders of the Inside Passage. Cruise passengers enjoy a unique perspective with unrivaled viewing opportunities. And when you arrive in port, Holland America provides even more opportunities to continue your encounters with glaciers. Just outside Juneau lies mighty Mendenhall. If you long for an up-close and very personal meeting, we can arrange it. Fly over jagged spires, aqua-colored crevasses, and mammoth ice falls. Then land on the surface and actually do what few have done before. Walk on a glacier. Listen carefully. You might hear it move. Near Anchorage, there's a delightful change of pace at one of Alaska's most visited glaciers, iceberg-dotted Portage Lake. In keeping with our tradition of providing guests with the very best experience possible, you'll cruise in the privacy of Holland America's own MV Ptarmigan. Enjoy the uncrowded comfort of your front row seat as you sail past the blue-white icebergs that decorate this lovely lake. Take advantage of the enclosed or open-air lounges as we cruise close to 10-story-high Portage Glacier. Even in the midst of so much splendor, we need a break. Nestled in a peaceful valley about 40 miles from Anchorage is the luxurious Alaska Resort, a quiet place to relax, stretch your legs, or take the tramway up to the 2,300-foot level of Mount Alaska. This chateau-styled hideaway is perfectly placed next door to Portage Lake and is a gateway to the enchanted Kenai Fjords National Park. Here your excursion boat glides into Resurrection Bay, past forest green islands, winding its way through channels and inlets that contain many of Alaska's hidden treasures. Land and sea perfectly combined in the haunting beauty of Kenai Fjords. Often called the Denali of water, this area provides some of the best opportunities for viewing marine life. The waters are alive with the playful antics of seals and otters. Colonies of stellar sea lions rest in the sun and take little notice of your presence. The abundance of marine life and over 100 species of birds make the Kenai Fjords a photographer's dream. Few places on Earth rival the variety and abundance of wildlife that inhabit the boundaries of Alaska. Against a backdrop of staggering beauty, it's often difficult to decide what to watch, the animals or the scenery that surrounds them. No one but Holland America Westours guarantees you the opportunity to see and photograph wildlife that the North Country is famous for. Set among 700 acres of marshes, cliffs, woodlands, and meadows lies the Yukon Wildlife Preserve. It's home to over 50 species of birds and many prized animals, all running free in a natural environment. Visits to this one-of-a-kind preserve are a Holland America Westours exclusive. What drama did the midnight sun cast its light upon 100 years ago? For many of them, it all ended here, windy, snow-covered, and deadly Chilkoot Pass. It began months before in Seattle. July 1897, the steamship Portland arrives with the news that gold was everywhere in the Klondike. The report started one of the greatest migrations ever recorded. An armada of ships brought men, women, and supplies to Alaska. Pursuit of the next El Dorado had begun. There were many routes to Dawson City. The most popular was from the port of Skagway. As the main supply center for the Yukon, Skagway quickly grew to 10,000 people. Tent cities cropped up overnight in the staging areas. A multitude of people living badly, dreaming of living well. By now it was December, and the tempest of winter had set in. After months of hard travel, they faced Chilkoot Pass. It would take 40 trips to get supplies to the peak. A man's goods could be stolen while he was going either way, or when he got back to the top, the snow was playing a deadly game of hide and seek. During one period, of the 100,000 who left for the gold fields, about 30,000 made it. Those reaching Dawson City in 1898 found a booming metropolis, but there were no claims left to stake. Men who beat the mountains in winter had already collected their rewards. $300 million worth of bullion. In today's terms, that's roughly $4 billion in gold. As you travel through those mountains, consider the possibility. Did they really get it all? On narrow-gauge tracks, the White Pass and Yukon Railroad connecting Skagway and Fraser parallels the notorious Trails of '98. Looking through the windows of an historic parlor car, you may still catch a glimpse of the route that, for precious few, led to a fortune. A trip to the Gold Rush region is like visiting a museum, but unlike any museum you've ever seen. Mountains, fjords, rivers, and wildlife are intermingled with archives of the past. It's a broad storehouse, and to appreciate what's happened here requires moving from place to place. And there's no more comfortable way than on board the exclusive Alaska Yukon Explorer. Holland America's luxury cruiser was specifically designed and tested for sightseeing in Alaska and the Yukon. Wide, comfortable seats and extra-large windows assure you of relaxed, unobstructed viewing. If you'd like to stretch your legs or pick up refreshments, just stroll back to the Explorer Lounge. Our knowledgeable driver guides will keep you informed and let nothing pass by unnoticed, especially wildlife. The spirits and skeletons of the Klondike rest in a treasury of small towns linked together by a big history. Nicknamed the roughest place on earth and Paris of the North, Skagway and Dawson City were the marrow of the gold rush. Situated in two national parks, both maintain the rich heritage of the town's founders. Skagway lies on the coast in a glacier-carved valley surrounded by snow-capped mountains. It's a busy place with lots of energy. The streets and businesses are alive with colorful, friendly people. Beautifully restored with its boardwalks and brightly painted false front buildings, much remains as it was in 1898. This is a great place to loosen up, relive the past, and have some fun. In Dawson, gambling is legal. Diamond Tooth Gertie's pours an honest drink, and the Grand Palace still entertains everyone. The entire Gold Rush experience is being enhanced, honoring its illustrious past. From Dawson, you can cruise the Yukon River to Eagle aboard the Yukon Queen. At its peak, 7,000 boats loaded with 30 million pounds of food, liquor, and thousands of gold-hungry miners used this famous waterway. Today, Holland America's Yukon Queen sails alone, past isolated cabins and the memories of a time gone by. Traveling the roads of the Great Land, you soon discover that the Gold Rush territory is all about bits and pieces, an accumulation of things that, in the end, transcend our expectations. It could be the SS Klondike at Whitehorse, a restored sternwheeler that now serves as a museum, getting a good deal on a pair of snowshoes in the tiny town of Tok, or the camaraderie of new friends at Beaver Creek's Yukon Dinner Show. Others, including many of our own staff, feel that the highways of Alaska are unmatchable. They traverse forests, lush valleys, mountain ranges, and Arctic tundra, and along the way, some of the best wildlife viewing in Alaska. At Fairbanks, there are two activities that make just about everybody's list of favorites. How can you leave Alaska without panning for gold? At Gold Dredge number 8, you can test your skill and luck. All you need is a pan and some water. Water, the master key to the last frontier. For decades, stern-wheelers navigated the inland rivers, steady, graceful paddles, transporting men and their dreams across the wilderness. From the wide plank decks of the MV Discovery, you'll relive those exciting days and learn some things you didn't know about life on the river. In 1899, the cry of gold was heard again. Overnight, thousands abandoned the Yukon and headed for Nome. If you too have a taste for unusual and out-of-the-way destinations, Holland America offers escorted tours beyond the Arctic Circle to Nome and Alaska's largest Eskimo village at Kotzebue. Even with so much to explore, there are certain adventures we just wouldn't want you to miss. Many of life's great journeys have two things in common: magnificent unspoiled vastness and a luxury train to cross it. Trains alter the rhythms of life. They allow you time to become familiar with the landscape, to contemplate and admire. Holland America's private rail cars transport guests in a manner befitting these dramatic views. Accented by large windows, each car, full-domed, beautifully appointed, provides all the amenities of elegant rail travel. Large, comfortable seats, beverages at your fingertips so you won't miss a thing. And below, your private dining car where meals are served in a picture-perfect setting. The McKinley Explorer responds well to what wise travelers have been saying for generations: you must go by train. As time passes and this journey nears its end, anticipation begins to build because you know that just around the bend, or perhaps the one after that, something is waiting, something wonderful. As far as eyes can see and shadows fall, lies sanctuary. The air is filled with unfamiliar silence, broken only by the language of Denali. Situated on 6 million acres of wilderness, Denali represents what other great parks hope to be: a whole new world of exciting moments waiting to be lived. Experience the thrill of rafting a river in the company of friends, surrounded by untamable wilderness. Or soar above it all in an unforgettable flight-seeing tour. Join our wildlife search into remote areas for the best animal sighting opportunities. And spend some time with the people who know this land and love to share its secrets. For those who seek a different and in-depth adventure, there is a very special place. It lies 92 miles into the heart of Denali. When you arrive at Kantishna Roadhouse, it will be just after the turn of the last century. There's time to indulge your curiosity among the many historical buildings and traditional structures. pick up some fishing gear at the lodge, or enjoy the nature walks, biking, or horseback riding into the Kantishna Hills. See how the early frontiersmen really lived, and hear about a lifestyle when the shake of a hand sealed agreements and meant everything. One of the things you notice about Alaska is the sky. There's a lot of it. A beautiful, seamless canopy held in place by towering peaks and centered by the one known simply as the Great One. McKinley, the closest thing to heaven in North America, reaching into the skies nearly 4 miles and creating its own weather. They call it orographics. Winds are forced upward. They begin losing moisture, turn into clouds, and eventually become rain or snow. It's a unique phenomenon of nature and shares in the changing face of this Goliath of mountains. What face will it wear tomorrow? No one knows. But you will be able to see for yourself because we include Mount McKinley in every tour. At Holland America, we have a passion for this land. We believe that vacations should be much more than come and go. We want you to learn something about our home, to see and feel Alaska. Come with us. Extend the boundaries of your imagination. Reach out and touch this great American wilderness. When you dream of a journey to Alaska, what would you like to see first? Come on now, think about it.